Hi everyone. Welcome to Secrets Behind the Stars. All the details are in our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share the video before we dive in. Thank you so much for being here. Today's buzz comes straight from a set where anticipation hangs thick in the air. The new project bringing Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu together has turned an ordinary behind-the-scenes visit into a whirlwind of whispers, glances, and a tidal wave of excitement. We caught them between takes, under soft lights and the hush of a crew working with smooth confidence. The mood was relaxed, almost intimate, and that's exactly when the most telling moment surfaced. Barış, ever thoughtful but charismatic in that unforced way only he can manage, leaned into the conversation about his recent career decisions. Without grandstanding, he admitted he's been careful with new roles, wanting to step into parts that demand both heart and grit. He didn't hide why he said yes this time. The script grabbed him, the character, he said, felt layered in all the right ways. I wanted something that could move me first, he confessed, voice low but firm. If I'm moved, then I can move the audience. This role has a spine, and the story refuses to take the easy way out. Elçin smiled when he said it, that bright, aware smile that suggests she's a step ahead even when she's entirely present. For her, the role isn't just another box to check. It's a mirror and a challenge. This character touches a place in me I haven't used on screen for a while, she said, choosing her words carefully. It's a test of patience, intuition, and truth. I love that kind of test. The crew and we've fallen into a rhythm very quickly. It makes the work feel organic. Her ease with the team showed every time she glanced toward a camera operator or nodded at a sound engineer. There's a shorthand in play, and it looks good on her. The interview naturally steered toward personal life, as it always does when the public's favorite pair share the same frame. But both steered away from indulgent details, even as they gave us something better, total commitment to the work. They talked about long nights reading, quiet mornings refining beats, instinctive exchanges that begin long before the director calls action. We keep trading ideas even when the day is over, Barış admitted with a small grin. You wouldn't believe the notes we send each other at 2 a.m. It's a habit now. Elçin nodded, confirming the unglamorous backbone of what looks so glamorous from the outside. We want people to feel cared for when they watch us, she said softly. Not just entertained, taken seriously. That's what a good set does. Our team is supportive, honest, and brave. That's the secret to making something worthwhile. By the time they walked off for the next setup, the press had more than enough to chew on. Even without a confirmed premiere date, you could sense the verdict already forming across industry corners. Insiders were whispering that this union on screen would rattle television schedules and hijack conversation timelines. It's not only the pairing, it's the current that runs between them, effortlessly visible even when they're sipping coffee or resetting marks. The set itself told its own story. Lights framed them in a generous glow. Between takes, the duo swung easily from playfulness to focus, the kind of chemistry that leaves you with a suspicion. Whatever you see on screen won't be far from what's happening when the cameras aren't rolling. Journalists new to the environment could barely hide their surprise. One murmured, almost to themselves, if what we're seeing right now translates, there will be sparks on every episode. When they returned for a quick chat, Barış unpacked the psychology of his character a little more. He talked about living inside contradictions, about a person who protects himself with silence but carries a storm in his chest. It's not about winning or losing, he told us. It's about how the soul navigates pain and still chooses to act. That's the journey I want the audience to walk with me. He didn't sound like he was selling anything, he sounded like he was defending a friend. Elçin's eyes lit when she spoke about her role, about scenes that ask for restraint without losing fire, about a woman crafted from bruises and breakthroughs. Keeping people glued to the screen is not about shouting, she said. It's about letting them hear the whispers. This character gives me that space. I feel sharper with each scene, more awake to the little truths. You could almost see her recalling a moment. Maybe a line delivery she finally got right, maybe an instinct that surprised even her. They didn't hide the messy, human side either. Jokes slipped in where stress could have lived. A burst of laughter from a corner would ripple across the set, resetting the room without anyone calling for it. One assistant director, clearly fond of them both, told us with a half-smile, "They're meticulous when the slate claps. But when it's cut, they're just good people, open and real. That keeps the atmosphere clean." It's the kind of praise that producers dream about and crews cling to during long weeks. When the inevitable personal questions resurfaced, Elçin's response stayed grounded. She kept the focus pointed at the work. "Our priority is telling a story worth your time," she said simply. "Everything else is just an echo." No defensiveness, just clarity. Then Barış added a small but telling detail: the interaction between their characters had been tested hard in prep. "We rehearsed like athletes," he laughed. "We wanted what you feel to be an outcome of truth, not convenience." Meanwhile, the press watched their banter from a respectful distance. He'd tease her when she nailed a beat, she'd arch one eyebrow when he stepped into a scene with unexpected intensity. It's infectious, that kind of rhythm. A few seconds of casual behind-the-scenes footage made its way online within hours, and the reaction was instant. Fans circled frames, dissected glances, froze milliseconds to point out a smirk here, a shoulder touch there. Their feeds filled with edits, and the comment sections bloomed with impatient pleas for a trailer. Though careful not to reveal spoilers, they did drop hints about tone and scope. The series, they suggested, lives where drama, romance, and adrenaline collide. Secrets that taste like salt, decisions that leave scars, two people whose histories refuse to sit quietly. "It's not just a plot moving forward," Barış said. "It's a map of choices and their costs." Elçin followed: "Expect to hold your breath. Expect to be wrong about what you think you know, and to enjoy being wrong." Then came the real electricity. A scene rolled, and for a few minutes the set forgot to breathe. Whatever they were tapping into at that moment pulled the crew in by the collar. You could see it even on the director's face, a mixture of surprise and relief. When cut was called, there was a beat of silence before anyone moved. Later, the director released a statement that sounded both grateful and energized. "The two leads bring a raw ease to every exchange, making the day move quicker and the footage hit deeper. We're catching something unforced," the statement read. "The emotion is doing the work." Not everything was smooth, and that might have been the best part. In one scene, right as tension peaked, Elçin blanked on a line. "It happens." Before tension could settle in her shoulders, Barış tossed an improvised cue that landed like a lifeline. She burst out laughing, the crew followed, the moment reset itself. He joked, "I forget, too. We just climb back together." Teamwork, plain and simple. Someone caught the laughter on a phone, and within minutes the clip made the rounds. Comments poured in: "Look at that chemistry, they're even synced when they mess up. If this is the vibe off camera, imagine on camera." They circled back to character depth before we wrapped. For Barış, the emotional link between viewer and role is sacred. "If the audience can feel the pulse beneath the decisions, we've done our job," he said. "That's why we obsess over the little beats. They carry the big ones." Elçin agreed, letting us into her process a bit more. "There are scenes where we collectively hold still," she admitted. "You can sense everyone waiting for the truth to arrive. It's exhausting and thrilling at the same time." She smiled at the contradiction, like it was a private joke she'd learned to love. As the day thinned into evening, they drifted toward the exit with that gentle fatigue you see in people who gave real energy to something. They paused for photos with fans gathered at the edge of the lot, signed what they could, and traded a few light answers with the press before slipping away. The crowd didn't disperse. It lingered, feeding on the afterglow, replaying those little details that make anticipation sweet rather than impatient. Inside the industry, the whispers about the project had become confident murmurs. No confirmed date yet, but confidence has rarely cared about calendars. The union of these two, on this kind of story, has set off a chain reaction that neither marketing nor rumor needs to inflate. It's right there on the set, in the takes, in the pauses between takes. You can't fake that out of thin air. And so, the day ended as it began, with a feeling that something watchable, something honest and heightened, is taking shape. They promised that more would be revealed soon, trailers, stills, and the first concrete clues about when we can settle in and see it all unfold. Until then, the teasers live in shared glances, in the hum of a crew that believes in what they're making, and in the way two actors who know each other's rhythms keep surprising one another anyway. If you enjoyed the scoop, don't forget to subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars and share this video. We'll be back with more exclusive notes from the set as Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu edge closer to revealing the world they've built, one heartbeat at a time. See you soon.